is that, I was very social in high school. Are you going to be able to give this up? So I was voted most outgoing, involved in every club I could get my hands on. I like to go out, I like to date, and I don't know how many people I've frustrated since I've been racing, friends and families' baby showers and weddings that I missed, but they had to know if it happens during racing season, I can't be there, and that's just kind of the way it is. And that's why you're so thankful for your friends that stick with you through all that, because you can't be that typical person to come to their party on a Saturday night or to be at their wedding or their baby shower. I know I want to get married and have kids someday. It's a lot different being a woman than it is for these guys. I've got to put that off, and that's just a decision that I've made because racing is #1 priority, most important for me right now, and it's not until I actually make it to the Winston Cup level that I'm even going to consider something like that.
Jeff, did you want to add something?
I do have a life.
Okay.
I heard somebody ask if Brian went to his prom, and I don't think he did. Did you? You were in Charlotte that weekend, right?
That's very observant of you.
Yeah.
I did actually miss my prom.
Yeah, and I was counting with him. I don't know how he felt, but I missed a lot of dances growing up. But I was more excited about getting to go racing than I was, going to a dance. So
I completely agree with that.
Yeah, I mean,
that's what I look at. I mean,
I am pretty observant, just in case you're curious.
I look at people they say, where do you go on vacation? I mean, I'll go to a racetrack. I enjoy going to a Saturday night racetrack and just watching local racers. It's something that I've grown up around that both my parents have raced, so it's just kind of, it's been a...
Back there? Yes, sir? Yes, guys. You're definitely role models for all the youngsters growing up nowadays with go-karts, and their aspirations are for Winston Cup or for NASCAR. What actually, if you could pinpoint a specific type of racing, dirt track, asphalt, go-karts, whatever, that helped you the most in the super speedway stuff? Each of you, please.
Super Speedway, like I said, Daytona, Talladega?
Kansas Speedway.
Oh, okay, Kansas.
I don't know if any one thing is the biggest. I think for me, the fact that my dad sold everything about every other week and made me getting something new just made me get used to driving different cars, and I think that I had the perfect transition in that I raced go-karts, and then I moved up into racing stock cars locally, like in a modified, and then went to a late model, and then went to NASCAR Touring Division, and then the Truck Series and the Push Series and now Cup. So, I mean, for me, I feel like I had the perfect progression through NASCAR.
Jamie, you raced at I-70 for a season, didn't you?
Yeah, I ran at I-70, and that's one of my favorite tracks, really. It was fast, high banked, and I mean, I'd love to get to come back and race there again. That's fun to come back and see all the people that you grew up racing with.
Tony Stewart just pops up in. I can't remember where he was last week. He just pops up wherever.
Tony does have a private jet. I know.
Would you ever consider just popping up some weekend and showing up?
Damn, don't put me on the spot, man.
This weekend at I-70.
I agree with him. I came up very similar way. The biggest thing is if you Talladega drafting, I'm going to tell you, there's nothing that can prepare you for that. That's completely different from anything you've ever raced before. And then the next week you'll be at Martinsville for the Cup guys, And it's just, you want to race something, like he said, a touring division that goes to a different track every week. And you have to learn to adjust to the cars and the track. And that's really the only thing that can prepare you to come to a track like this and the next week at Martinsville.
I think one of the things that helped prepare me was when you race every weekend and just getting into that role of being in a race car and around into a series. I run the ASA series last year, and it was 20 races long, but even when we weren't in the 20 races, I'm trying to get anything else I could get my hands on. It's something, just running, like Brian said, on different tracks, and I think you can talk to various drivers, and people come up in the different directions, and it basically comes down to who noticed you, and if they're going to stick their neck out on the line for you. And it's something, also in 2001, I didn't really have a specific ride, and I think David Green was the same way. He was out, and you look at, he stepped back, he was doing some spotting for DJ and a few other people, and now he's working just as hard, and it's made him a better driver, driving for the Timberwolf car. And I look at, I have great sponsors with Yellow, and it's something that it makes me appreciate getting in that car, because without sponsors, we wouldn't be able to do all this.
Whenever a cell phone rings, I just pray it's not mine.
Wow. It's funny you said that. I'm just as bad. I went to Augusta this weekend. You know what I noticed down there? You couldn't take a cell phone.
Really? Just block it?
Oh no, that's like a big fine. I think
Tiger Woods
try that.
Yeah, if it goes off, Tiger Woods loves something.
Brad, I'd just like to comment on the last question that I don't have a lot of extensive experience at a ton of different tracks like these guys have had. But I will say that racing at I-70 Speedway has probably been, if you had to choose one track to have as a home track and spend a lot of time at, I-70 would be it, because the high banking, it just doesn't faze me when I go other places. Charlotte wasn't a problem, Daytona wasn't a problem, didn't faze you at all, because I-70 really is a mean little high bank short track, so that's been an awesome experience. Very grateful to have that around here.
We had a chance, last year I did the fantasy thing where people get to go up and pretend like the drivers. I felt like I was going to fall right out of the driver's side window. And it felt like 3 offensive linemen were pushing on the side of my head. It was unbelievable.